The little thing keeps spinning in the corner. Quite funny. How does it get any better than this? Hello, hello, and welcome to Space of Possibilities and Sparkles and all that good stuff with Rachel today. And today is the first day of CF training in a couple of hours. So how does it get any better than that? I am excited. Really super amazingly excited that I get to play yet another year with the amazing tools of Access Consciousness. And in this space of possibilities, yes, we delve into something of Access Consciousness. This time I picked up one of my favorite books, which is the Being You, Changing the World book with Dr. Dane. And today we're gonna ask the chair. It's gonna sound weird, but wait. So hold on, let's find the chair. The chair. Okay, cool. Asking the chair. This is from the Being You, Changing the World book. And it's phenomenal by Dr. Dane here. I highly recommend it. And Kat Wallington, who co-wrote the book with Dr. Dane, she's doing a book club, a 16-week book club. And they just had call 1, so week 1. Somewhere in the space of possibilities, I have previously pasted a link to that book club. It's yummy, so highly recommend it. Anyway, back to the book. Note to reader, because this is a very interactive book. The book speaks with you, right? Asking the chair. I would like to take a moment to show you something. So what would it be like right now if you asked the consciousness of the chair that you are sitting on to make your body more comfortable? Ask, just ask. Did it get more comfortable? For most people, it does. Is that weird or what? Are you wishing someone had told you that before? Well, consciousness is part of everything. Even though you don't usually want to know it, you are actually oneness with everything. You are the space between the molecules and the atoms of your body. The part of the atom that appears solid is only 0.0001% of the whole atom. The rest is space and possibility and consciousness. You. What if the space between the molecules and the consciousness of your body is the same as the space of the molecules of the chair, which is the same as the space between the molecules of the air, which is the same as the space between the molecules of the walls, which is the same as the space between the molecules of the building, which is the same as the space between the molecules of the street and the earth around you and the entire solar system, the entire galaxy, and the entire universe. So what does that mean? It means that you are way larger, way more connected, way more in connection and in communion with everything, and have way more options than you have acknowledged ever. And if you allow it, that connection and communion could lead to more ease than you ever imagined possible. And that is his lead into a chapter on asking and receiving. The thing is, most of us don't freaking ask. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed that? Like really, like if you got really present and really honest with yourself, have you asked? What do you ask for? Are your asks usually complaints? Are your asks frustrations? Because those are asks too. And then we end up saying, but I didn't want that. Yeah, you didn't lack of it. Want is actually the older definition of the word is not desire, it is lack. And so how often are we creating ourselves as separate, as alone, as apart, as there is this and this is me and there is you and that is you and never the twain shall meet. And then we are actually denying the truth of who we are and how much in communion we are with everything and everyone around us. Our willingness to recognize that we are not just the thing that we have labeled, defined, and confined and presented to the world as us. If we look beyond that, then we begin to see that space that's vibrating with magic, with possibilities, with requests that the universe is actually, believe it or not, it's got your back. It is waiting to step in and fulfill whatever it is you're asking for. So what is it that you ask for? And are you asking, when you do ask, from a contraction of scarcity and lack that are lies? They're not true for you. If you ever get like really bored or you really want to see this in action, have a look outside your window. So I'm overlooking a ravine and there's lots of trees everywhere. There's one particular one that that's very close by where the birds really hang out. And if you take time to look at one of these trees anywhere down your street or anything and start counting the leaves. Sure, it's a finite number on there, but they keep growing. So maybe it's not that finite. They just keep showing up. There are growing seasons. You look at any of the plants, sure, leaves fall off, but more leaves come. There's abundance in everything around us. I've got this like Christmas tree thingy that started out as a Christmas tree. The previous person that lived in this house left it, and when it got, bigger, but it keeps growing and it has so many little needles on it. And wherever I look, there's more leaves and there's more green and there's more textures and there's so much. Go to the beach, try to count the grains of sand that are there. There's plenty everywhere. It's when we go, this is me, I'm a part, and the world is not here to support me in any way, shape, or form because there's just not enough in the world to go around, is when we create ourselves as a lie, not as that energy, that space, and that consciousness, that space between the molecules that plays with a space between so many other molecules, and that comes together to create and to invite and to melt and to enliven so much in the world. So if we weren't alone, and if this was a plentiful universe, and just to experiment, I could ask, hey pillow, hey body, what do we know here? What would it take for us to vibrate, to be, to play with being more space? How much more ease can I, oh my goodness, can I have with that? You have to show on camera, my dear. What if I were willing to, this is my daughter. Look at her face. Give us the look that, oh my goodness. Yeah, that's called face makeup. Pretty cool. That is being willing to go beyond what the world tells you and to choose. Now that my brain just went in a different direction, but you look beautiful, Ness. That space is where everything can come together, can melt, can play. That space is where possibilities and miracles occur. That space is you, if you're willing to be it. And you're willing to ask, and you're willing to play, and you're willing to suspend disbelief, and you're willing to begin celebrating being you. I know my head was going somewhere else and I'd forgotten. So anyway, it might come out in Spanish. I realized I'd forgotten to do the Spanish version yesterday. Oh well, missed one. So let's do this now in Spanish. Bye, you guys. See you tomorrow.